Back in October, the 49ers lost their previous game against the Seahawks. Can Seattle finish the sweep? Find out next on EA Sports.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington.
This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the San Francisco. The snow continuing to pile up at game time. And off we go from Seattle.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
So here's the first drive now for the 49ers.
They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
And Lance's throw pulled in by Kittle.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson.
He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down. On 2nd and 9, Lance going deep downfield for Ross. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. A big play there for the Niners.
Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And we knew that they'd try to attack the secondary, but I'm not sure that we thought they'd do it right on the first drive of the game. But here they saw an opportunity, seized it, and it's a big play right off the bat.
Yeah, and you see the final number there on how far that ball traveled. Pretty impressive.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Here's Lance to throw it.
And it's incomplete.
These two teams, they met up in Seattle earlier in the year with the Seahawks coming away victorious. So a win here in Seattle, tough as that may be, would give them the season sweep.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So they'll wind up losing 7 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area, and they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
In the snow for a kicker, but the first test on the open.
Dave, you know what the unit told me was their biggest issue playing in the snow? You just worry about something getting in your eye as the ball is snapped, and then you might miss it, and there goes 3 points off the board.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team that wins.
On 2nd down, McQueen. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. To throw on third down, rushing. This will be caught by Brown. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
On 1st and 10, rushing. He finds his man, complete. It's Rhodes. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On 2nd down now, McQueen. Oh, he sheds himself free. The 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A great effort there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, this is a guy who runs with such balance and control. I mean, he went through that early contact just like he was driving over a speed bump. And he's able to continue his way downfield and wind up in the end zone.
Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And a long run there in the end to top it off. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs. Well, so much for bluffing the defensive line into thinking that they were going to be able to get to the quarterback. Instead, they sniffed out the screen pass and made a really nice play for lost yardage.
Second and 11 now. Shotgun now for Lance.
He finds his man, complete. That's Jenkins. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Again, they'll throw it with Lance. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. I love that play, because in the snow you think run, run, run. Big passing play there.
And defenders hate it, especially in open space, because trying to come under control, break down, and make a tackle in the open field, difficult in normal conditions. In these conditions, almost impossible.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
A handoff for Gibson.
Shoves him away. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Let's go! Let's go!
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
The Lance going to throw.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the 1st down sack. Lance. Throw left side, complete. That's Jenkins. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
To throw, it's Lance.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jenkins.
And he is going to have a Niners 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive. As a response.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. T.J. Watt, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Well, defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
Down to the 25. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Throwing now is Lance.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Seahawks are going to have it here just past the 25.
No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Rushing. And the Niners get there and bring him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sack. Partner, we had the game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they do the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lance, 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That's a good shot. Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
From the gun, it's Lance.
He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. Touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front.
Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
Yeah, and that was sheer determination right there. He decided before the play, if there was a sliver, he was going to take advantage of it. Looked the ball in, turned on the jets, and took it all the way.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Rushing. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction.
I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll make it 2nd down.
They fake the handoff. Now Lance.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jenkins.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Lance now to throw. That's out to the flat for Gibson.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
Only a yard on the pickup. And now they've got a 3rd down and 8.
Here's Lance. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. T.J. Watt in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
And partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Rushing. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And San Francisco gets set to go here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Lance. Got a man open, it's Ross. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them to 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38.
Lance looking to throw it.
And that's incomplete.
Antonio Gibson, the intended target.
That'll bring up 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. What everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. He's really starting to get up there towards 1,000. He's now at 997 career catches.
2nd and 7. Here's a give to Gibson.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line.
Lance looking to throw on 3rd and 2.
This is caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Looking to throw. Lance. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Gibson.
And he pushes forward, but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. The Seattle defense, they haven't broken yet. Coming up here on a 3rd and goal situation. Touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. And he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Carlson now to add the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Let's go!
out comes the Seattle offense. We take a peek at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. He and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. Rushing. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Trey Lance of the 49ers set to go back on offense here. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis?
They'll take the offset. When you talk about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Chris Barnes coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
On 3rd down, here's Gibson.
And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, D! Yeah, D!
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And the return man will shuffle through the white stuff, secure the fair catch with both hands. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10.
The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and 1 timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw, rushing.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, rushing. And the Niners get there and bring him down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
Trey Lance of the 49ers set to go back on offense here.
He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17, as we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. We'll check on his status when we get back. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
They'll run on first down. McQueen, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. They'll keep it on the ground. McQueen. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Back to throw. Rushing. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. The Seahawks send out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Working from the gun, Lance. He finds his man, complete. That's Jenkins. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On play action, Lance.
He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Throwing on first down is Lance.
Trying to lay one up deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
Now a play fake. Lance. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And he comes back with one complete.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Now Lance again.
He finds his man, complete. That's Jenkins. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
From the 29, Lance. They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A carry for Gibson.
And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
Line of scrimmage, the 9. 2nd and about a yard.
From the gun, Lance. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the 49ers go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
They'll keep it on the ground. McQueen.
80 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
On 1st down, McQueen. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A good gain on 1st, has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now a give, right side, McQueen. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
He's going deep for Brown. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. And that one really pushes him back. A loss of 9. And now it's 3rd and goal after the sack. Operating from the gun. Rushing. Under pressure, they got him again. Nick Bosa. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. And his kick is good. And that will close the gap down to 14.
So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the third quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send a message that says, hey, we're not going away.
Here we go.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
On second down, it's Gibson, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Baby, that's it right there. Do it.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the fourth and final quarter. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack.
Lance. They'll find Ayuk open right side.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down.
Here's Lance to throw it.
That's to the right side, complete to Kittle.
7 yards the pick up there.
Yes, sir, that's what I'm talking about.
Brings up second and 3 at the 46-yard line.
On second down now, it's Gibson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
He's back at the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 6. First down.
Lance now on first down. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. Now it's 2nd and 9.
From the gun, Lance. Able to get away. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Looking into the snowflakes, and he muffs it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And he stopped immediately there.
At the 16-yard line.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just one conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Rushing.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
The Seahawks send out their punter, standing just outside his own goal line. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Let's go.
78 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Now Gibson.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard. You hit the 35. Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run.
Once more, Gibson.
They follow up the 1st down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down.
On the draw, it's Gibson. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed.
Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This to make it a 3-score game late. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. This one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
You certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
On 1st down, rushing. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Back to throw. Rushing. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. Throwing on third and long. Rushing. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Going deep for Diggs. And this is caught inside the 5. And a really unbelievable play there on fourth and long. On the defensive side of the ball, that's the definition of frustrated. You get them to fourth down, and then you allow a chunk play like that in the passing game.
Almost felt as if that play was drawn up in the dirt on the sideline. They pulled that from a game plan that wasn't this game, and they still made it work.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. The sack sets him back a full 10 yards there on first and goal.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
It's second and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Now a give right side. McQueen, a great move in there, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it third and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Niners are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Gibson. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout. Defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game.
On second down, here's Gibson again.
Showed some strong running, but quickly corralled just beyond the 10-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second. So the victory here for San Francisco, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch.